what a year you're having.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, no.
It's amazing.
It's good to be alive, yeah.
Yeah, well, you're having quite a year, and you were great in The Eyes of Tammy Faye.
Thank
You're
you.
great in Tick-tak Boom and Spider-Man, and like what the most successful movie in all time or something. It's crazy.
It's pretty weird.
Golden Globe already. You won a Golden Globe. Now you're getting Oscar buzz. I mean, we should just say Oscar buzz. You'll be nominated for sure. I mean, you
can't. How do you?
For sure. So Golden Globes, unfortunately, was not live. So you found out on Twitter. So
actually, I was on the phone with my director, with Lin-Manuel Miranda, who directed Tick-tak Boom, who we all love and know, and I started getting some text messages, and I just kind of like briefly glanced at my phone while I was driving, and I said, "Oh, Lin, I won the Golden Globe," and he was like, and he said, "Oh, that's great, buddy. Let me tell you about my vacation." And so it was kind of like it was a very sweet kind of, but later on, like 24 hours later, I sent him a voice note, kind of semi-sobbing, and saying, if you had told me 3 or 4 years ago that I would be not only in a musical directed by my musical theater hero, singing and playing piano and doing all that stuff, but that it would be seen by so many people and it would be touching so many people, and then on top of that, to have people giving you things, saying well done for it, like gold mugs and statues and all those kind of things, I would have called you a liar to your face, and I would have slapped you with a fish, and I would have been very upset with you for lying to me. And so I'm just very deeply moved and kind of touched that I get to be a part of this film and to have it received in this way.
Well, you're brilliant in it, and to think that you didn't sing before this, you didn't play piano before this. I mean, the dialogue alone, like everything that you're doing in it. But in case people don't know the story, it's based on a true story. It's a true story about.
Yeah, it's about a man called Jonathan Larson. For people who aren't familiar with, some of you are, that's nice. You know, he wrote Rent. Which was the musical that changed musicals forever, kind of brought musical theater and rock music together and revolutionized the medium. And he wrote a musical just before Rent called Tick-tak Boom, which is what our film is based on. And basically, he wrote it in response to all of the failure that he had experienced in his life. And it was like the industry was telling him to give up every single day. He would wake up every morning to a stack of rejection letters from every producer, theater company, record label, and he would still sit at his keyboard, sing and play in his downtown New York apartment, because he knew deep down that he had something very, very special to give to the world. So it's the story of him realizing that he has to follow this dream, even though the world is telling him maybe he should give up. He has to follow it for himself, to be a musical theater writer, but also he has to follow it for his community, which was being ravaged by a different pandemic, a different epidemic at the time, which was the AIDS epidemic in the 90s in New York City specifically, where our story is set. So his community of artists and activists and dancers and singers, they were all, you know, a lot of them were getting sick and dying at a very, very young age. So it's in the process, in this musical, he becomes the ally, the activist, the voice of this lost generation of artists. And he ends up, after this musical, writing Rent and changing the world. So
and then he didn't live long enough to really enjoy it.
It's a remarkable thing for those of you who haven't seen the film. And he dies at the age of 36 of an aortic aneurysm, and he died the night before the first preview of Rent off Broadway. So all his life, it's so deeply moving and tragic and just so beautiful, because it's like you think about the great artists that never get their flowers while they're alive, but they still wake up every morning because of some strange inner destiny, some strange inner pull that says, I've got to sing, I've got to dance, I've got to create, and everyone is telling me I should give up, but for whatever reason, I have to keep doing it. He didn't know that he was going to write the musical to change all musicals, or maybe somewhere deep down he did. And the fact that he never got to receive those flowers while he was alive makes it even more special that we get to talk about it now, and that wherever Jonathan is, we can say, we know you, we are so grateful for you, for the music that you left behind, for that unfinished song that you left behind, because anyone who's touched by the ripples of Jonathan Larson, their lives are just enhanced. They are reminded of the beauty and the meaning of life. So this is for John, this is for John.
Well, You honored him beautifully.